Hey guys, welcome in. Week 5 of the NABZ Reg F Draft League. I am Bob with VGC Drafts, and we are the Maryland Blue Crabbies. This week, we are up against the Flipper Floppers, piloted by Kid Milk. Put together a pretty cool Sun Synergy team with 3 Photosynthesis Paradox Pokemon, or prehistoric Pokemon. Then they also have the ability to do like a Prankster Tailwind with Illumized. They have great support from Hitmontop, and then Trick Room options from Executor and Chandelure, and Rhydon is a great Trick Room attacker. Very scary team to deal with. See, let's dig into that some. So, Kid Milk, they had the very first pick overall of the draft and went with Walking Wake. I do think Walking Wake at 15 points is a value, but I question, is Fluttermane or Urshifu maybe a better pick there? I don't know, but it looks like they had a vision for their team, right, between like Torkoal and then prehistoric Pokemon. So Walking Wake was kind of the linchpin of that. Then, who might have discredited? I mean, I still think it's a good team. Water Dragon is a great defensive and offensive typing, and it's just a cool Pokemon, right? Like the ability to operate under, has Hydro Steam, which like gives a water type the ability to operate under Sunny Day. It's like, I don't know, it's very cool. Walking Wake doesn't do a lot of supportive things. It does what it does well. It hits you with like good coverage, and it hits really hard with a 125 special attack. Photosynthesis boost can go to special attack or speed, however you want it. Good speeder as well, something to really look out for. Also have Torkoal, crazy special or crazy defense, very slow, so it's going to be the slowest thing on the board. Trick Room, and often likes that. Torkoal has Drought, sets the sun when it comes in, and it often carries like Charcoal and just tries to hit you with Eruption off the bat. Very often it's like a Protect, Eruption, Earth Power, and then like a coverage, like a Helping Hand or maybe a Weather Ball or something. It's also slow, so like, we have the ability to contest the weather via Ninetales, but if Ninetales and Torkoal are both in the lead, then Torkoal being slower than Ninetales, Drought triggers second, and for the Sunny Day would ride. Illumized. Prankster Tailwind is its main focus, but it also has access to Sunny Day, access to a Prankster Encore, which is troublesome, makes it hard to protect against this, literally to cast the move Protect. And then it also has like Thunder Wave and Fake Tears. Strong Pokemon. Love drafting it because it's like generally undercosted for all the other Prankster Pokemon to look out for. Roaring Moon, probably in all the drafts I've done, this has been like the most impactful draft pick I've made. Like, Roaring Moon is so good. Speed tier allows it to like outspeed many things, most everything, and then like if you can't, then you can just booster energy and basically choice scarf it, or well, you can booster energy and get a speed boost and then outspeed everything. And if you don't want that, then you make that 139 attack, you give it the booster energy, and it just makes it crazy. Dragon and Dark, like not a lot of things, that hits almost everything neutrally, at least. And having a Stab Dark type, I've already talked about, or I talk about how I like that a lot, and Stab Knockoff is just great. It's also one of the few Pokemon that can effectively use Acrobatics, and you get like a Terraflying Roaring Moon with Acrobatics and Booster Energy. The Booster Energy triggers, and your Acrobatics is like how not many good Pokemon get Stab Acrobatics, right? You get Earthquake for coverage, and then Dragon Claw if you need, but then you also have the ability to like set Tailwind and do like more supportive things like set Tailwind and cast Breaking Swipe as well. So you can do a lot of different builds with Roaring Moon. It's very threatening, very strong Pokemon, tough one to deal with. Hitmontop, one of my favorite supporting Pokemon. I do like this team. Hitmontop has Intimidate and Fake Out. We know how good that combination is. The ability for close combat, but it also gets Wide Guard. We have things like Ursaluna and Fergraph on our team, so we need to consider that. Also gets access to Coaching and Feint. It just does a lot. It can do a lot, right? It's very cool. I really like sets that do things like Intimidate and Fake Out, and then have like Eject Pack or Jet Button, whichever one is the one that makes it leave. Like, you can have it where it leaves when it gets a stat drop, like with close combat, right, and make it eject that way. Or you can do the one where once it takes damage it leaves, and just kind of make it bulky enough to survive a hit, ideally. Very cool. And like, it can often survive a hit because it has Intimidate, right? So very cool Pokemon, very supportive. I like it, and it can do a lot of different things. I'm determined to not forget that it has Wide Guard, as I normally do. Chandelure, Ghost and Fire type, and, kind of a middle tier Pokemon here. That's a good offensive typing, and it gets some decent coverage in Energy Ball, but it can be kind of supportive here with like Will-O-Wisp, Trick Room. I kind of see it that being its focus here. You know, if the sun's up, getting hit with a stab. I mean, 145 special attack, heat wave. Even if you resist that, it still does a lot, and it might burn you. So, head on, very slow, underspeeds our whole team. That's not good. Really high attack and defense. You're probably gonna have to hit this with Ninetales if we want to kill it. And Executor can do multiple things. I mean, it's a great like imprison type Pokemon for Trick Room, but since they probably want to do Trick Room, well, I don't know. It depends. I don't know. We'll see. It can do imprison and Trick Room to kind of deny us setting up the Trick Room. Solar Beam, very cool, and it has like Chlorophyll and Harvest which both benefit from Sunny Day. So very cool. It just emphasizes how the Weather War is going to matter this week. Bonnet, another photosynthesis Pokemon. Spore and Rage Powder forces us to bring like Terra Grass and Safety Goggles and to consider those things. Also gets a Stab Sucker Punch off of 127 attack. Nothing likes taking that. Pollen Puff is also a really good move. Reveroom, I didn't really consider this in our building. I don't think it's coming. It's not particularly good against our team. Doesn't like shore up any holes that, you know, like we don't have like strong fairy types. So what are we going to do about it? Bringing in Iron Hands. We're doing an Assault Vest version. Water for as a defensive Terra type. We are making this, it's not a max attack. We kind of spread out the EVs here. This Assault Vest and a ton of special defense here makes it very, very defensive. Need to bring 4 attacks, so we bring Fake Out, we bring Drain Punch because we're like so bulky. We want to try and like stay like regain health and such. Do the Drain Punch method instead of close combat, and then Wild Charge and Ice Punch for coverage. Rigoraph is max bulk this time. We're doing like bold and 252 defense. We're doing water as a defensive Terra type. Sorry guys, I hit the mic. Water is the defensive Terra type, and herb to try and allow us to set up Trick Room. Armor Tail should be good against the priority of Fake Out Pokemon that they have. In Trick Room and like our attacking moves, we just bring in Psychic, really just for Hitmontop, and then Foul Play to kind of hit most of the other things. And like we're not doing like Throat Spray, and we're not investing in our own special attack, so we have Foul Play with that route, or Helping Hand, right, which is what we might be clicking if we want to go offensive with Farigiraf. Ursaluna Blood Moon comes. Mind's Eye and Terra type normal to just get an extra boost. I forget, and we're bringing Life Orb, so we can be very offensive here. I don't have the calcs in front of me on what it was, but there are certain things that we can kill. We reach with Terra normal and Life Orb, but we are maxing out the special attack and the HP basically, and we're bringing the same 4 moves that we always do: Blood Moon, Earth Power, Hyper Voice, and Protect. Ninetales Alola is coming. We're fighting the Weather War with Ninetales, doing Terra type Ghost to get around Fake Out, and a Focus Sash to get around being hit really hard by like Fire type moves. Maxing the speed and the special attack because we have the Sash. We're not investing in bulk, and we needed the extra speed to outspeed things like, I forget. But we Blizzard, Freeze Dry. So the moves that we brought: Blizzard. Freeze Dry is really good against Walking Wake, and we expect that to come. Dry is ×4 there. Vice normally only, like Ice would normally only be a neutral type attack, but Freeze Dry is ×4. And then we're bringing Icy Wind. There was a thought here about like between Aurora Veil and Icy Wind. Like, are we risking Aurora Veil even though we're like, we know that we're in a weather war? They want to have the sun up, but Aurora Veil is just a very strong move, and if we find an opening for it, I think it's worthwhile. And Icy Wind, I went back and forth on whether we wanted to bring a fairy type Stab or Icy Wind was more worth it, and kind of settled on Icy Wind based on how we outspeed a lot of stuff with Pokemon like Ursaluna and Iron Hands after just one drop. So we're bringing that. Dragonite. We again went with Inner Focus because of our opponent's Intimidate and Fake Out, multiple options there, leaving Multi-Scale behind, but Inner Focus is a good ability. And Lumberry just for things like Spore and from the prehistoric Amoonguss, and potential burns from like Wisp on like Chandelure. Our normal plus extreme speed gives us something for like if Trick Room does still get set up, we can still be offensive that way if we have to operate under Trick Room with Dragonite. Otherwise, hitting hard with Outrage, Stomping Tantrum, and we have the ability to set Tailwind. Gyarados is Terra Electric. I don't often do that, but this is like, you know, Electric is only weak, or only takes super effective damage from ground, and nobody's like throwing an Earthquake at Gyarados to start, right? So we just did a special attack and max speed and gave it a Citrus Berry for a little bit of extra bulk, and we just hit with Waterfall is a good move, Ice Fang for the coverage, Earthquake again for coverage, and Protect. So this is the team that we're bringing. The first 4 are probably the ones that come, and probably in that order. I mean, the main game plan here is going to be open with Iron Hands and Farigiraf, and depending on their opener, we're probably like doing a fake out and set Trick Room, or we are like fake out plus, like very often I'm imagining we lead with Iron Hands and Farigiraf. That discourages them from using fake out, and we can switch into Ninetales, switch Farigiraf out, bring Ninetales in to get rid of the Sun from Torkoal, right? So like we fake out Torkoal, get it weaker for the Eruption, and then Ninetales comes in, gets rid of the Sun, and go from there is kind of how I'm imagining this playing out. With Earth also being there potentially, you gotta prep and deal with Ursaluna. Those first 4 Pokemon are probably the ones that are coming, and then if we need to do a more speedy thing, we have max speed on Dragonite and Gyarados. If we need to go that route with like Tailwind and being threatening in that manner, but I expect the first 4 to be the Pokemon that we use. So hey, check out Kid Milk, check out their channel, and check out both perspectives of this, and let's get into the games. Alright, here we are into the match for week 5. Pretty much what we were thinking and what we were afraid of. Rhydon does not come, so like, I guess we're kind of like thinking that in terms of speed, it's, I mean, maybe Executor, but like we're slower, right? So probably just Torkoal. So I'm not really scared of like an opposing Trick Room as much as I could be. But I guess it makes sense, like, 1 to set, 1 to use. So, let's do the old reliable Iron Hands Farigiraf. Ninetales to contest the weather. Oh, and then either Dragonite or Ursaluna. I'm leaning Ursaluna. Yeah, let's see how this goes. I didn't discuss their tear as much. Hitmontop Steel, Walking Wake Fire, Roaring Moon Steel, Torkoal Fire. That leads credence to the Charcoal Eruption plan. Yep, exactly. Illumai's Ghost, Executor Ghost. Alright, so in front of us is both of these are fire in front of us. So this is pretty much a fake out on Torkoal. And then we're gonna switch into Ninetales to set the weather. We have Assault Vest on Iron Hands. And we'll see what they do. Walking Wake's model's so big. I don't expect him to, or maybe it's that Torkoal's so small, right? It snows. Protosynthesis wears off, and would it have triggered there? Alright, Walking Wake uses this. How does that interact with Freeze Dry? I assume it is no longer effective, right? We have a Sash. Alright. And we'll do Aurora Veil. I was debating switching out and like, you know, kind of resetting our use of setting the snow. But instead we'll go with Aurora Veil. So defensive. All right. Let's just hit Walking Wake as hard as we can with Iron Hands, and then I don't think Hyper Voice would do enough to Torkoal. Maybe it would. Calc say it might actually. Does that put us into dying with Life Orb? That would be really unfortunate. Oh no, it doesn't kill. He must have some special defense. And it does kill us. That's unfortunate. Let's avoid a burn here. Good. Oh, that was overheat. I thought it was heat wave. Oops, see ya. Clever. Well, we get to see. Do we get to see both others? Does he have the option to bring in Torkoal again? It's cool, shiny. Booster energy. Photosynthesis on attack. Hit him on top. We have a Terra. But neither of these are both water. Roaring Moon could carry Stomping Tantrum for our Iron Hands. But it definitely probably carries Knockoff for Rig. I think we're just going to set Trick Room. With a Terra Water. Yeah, let's do that. How are we feeling? Taking stock of this. Scale shot, huh? Without a loaded dice. Yeah. I don't know about that one. Defense down. And we dodge. Yeah, I'll do it. Drain Punch is excellent there, obviously. And we're gonna get the triple axle, huh? And we get the Trick Room up. Alright, so Torkoal will be first under Trick Room, but it's got only a sliver of life. So I think we're just hyper voice, or oh, we didn't break it, did we? I guess we're Drain Punch and Psychic the height and Hitmontop. Yeah. Okay. Yawn makes us sleepy. Is that all 4 moves that we know? Maybe it was only 3. Eruption, Overheat, Yawn. Yeah, because we faked it out on turn 1. Yeah, the triple axle is... Alright. Good match 1. Reveals us Wide Guard. I appreciate that info. We kind of thought they'd have it, but... Alright, good stuff. Alright, we're bringing the same 4. You know, make them prove that they can deal with this arrangement. And I'm kind of like thinking through the different lead options, and I still like Iron Hands and Furgraph in the lead. Just Furgraph does so much against like. All right, yeah, we run it back. So last time we faked out the Torkoal and switched. I'm not convinced I see a reason to do anything different. What do you guys think they end up doing? I think a lot of that Torkoal relies on like hitting the overheat and then ejecting out, but getting faked out keeps that from happening, right? They didn't go for the Terrafire this time. Okay. Hydro Steam into Assault Vest Iron Hands does not do too much. We're not too worried. Alright, considering using my Terra here on Iron Hands as we like attack into the Walking Wake. Defensively using my Terra. And then we switch into Furgraph to avoid fake out and have Ninetales in the back ready to come back in for Torkoal. And Threaten Trigger. Okay. It's Life Orb on the Walking Wake. I don't think I realized that last time. Are we splitting the two here? And doing like the Psychic into the Hitmontop slot? Because like there's worlds where we just Trick Room. But it really scares me that he'd be able to like bring in Torkoal into that. So let's just do the Psychic. Because if he switches Torkoal into the Hitmontop slot, like at least we're hitting it with a special attack. Yeah, exactly. So like this will take a decent chunk and hopefully eliminate like the scariness of man, Assault Vest is so good. Alright, got it. Alright, that went out, or that played out alright. This thing has booster energy. Not that that's what's doing it right now, but alright, so we're not going to be able to set up Trick Room. They haven't Terra'd. And it's Terra Steel on Roaring Moon, so that's still good. Do we switch into Ninetales to turn off the Drought? Yeah. Because I think it just dies to anything else. Like a knockoff, right? A knockoff into Ninetales is not really relevant. Because it has a focus sash. This burns up the booster energy. Oh, I knocked off the Iron Hands. Less good for me. So what does that do? That makes Terra Steel scarier. But I mean, I can threaten a pretty tough, like... Hyper Voice. Plus Blizzard. Thinking Roaring Moon hits the Ninetales. Well, we don't really have a way around it, huh? Yeah. I think we're just kind of sacking the Ninetales. Yeah, we could have called that and done like a Earth Power into that slot, and maybe that's what we should have done. Because that way... No. Oh. Freeze something? That did not do any damage anywhere. Oh my gosh. Let's protect and try and buy a turn, maybe. I don't know. Get a freeze. Tough spot. I'm thinking, like, Photograph. Oh, man. The warning move's just so fast. Oh, there. See? That was the plan. Just had to freeze it. Perfect. Inject Pact will activate, but we can still put in Photograph. Avoids Fake Out. Can we still get there? Him on top has only shown what it was: wide guard, triple axle, presumably Fake Out. And then I would think it would be like a close combat or something, right? So, how do we win? Earth power into the roaring moon before it wakes up, and psychic hit on top. Because it's probably triple axle into the Ursaluna. And we don't really have a way to stop that. Good. Freeze stays. That's not enough times. That's good. We played our outs here. We had to get lucky to win, but we played into that at least. Did we win or no? Hyper Voice Psychic, even if he uses like wide guard, we still win. When I said that we got lucky, I meant like now we've gotten really lucky. But we took it. Yeah, but I mean, the fourth move on hit on top, I guess, wasn't close combat. You know, if it was, we might have had more options there than just clicking triple axle all the time. But hey, good game. 2-0 for us. That's good. It helps our chances for playoffs. So stay tuned. We'll see what happens next week. Thanks, guys. Hey guys, thanks for watching. This is a brand new channel. Thanks for helping to build it up. Please just like, comment, subscribe. Help me grow this channel, and we will be posting our videos of the matches weekly. Thanks.